Hello, hello. Okay, so I was just reflecting on a conversation that I was having with one of my clients earlier and decided to just hit record because I feel like many people need to hear this, and sometimes I need to hear this too as a reminder because it's been something that's been very close to my own journey. And we were talking about what she wants to leave behind here in 2025, and then what she really wants to step into more and claim for 2026. And she had said something about like leaving behind self-doubt. She really wanted to step in and like own um just like own it. I don't remember the exact words. I feel like I should bring up my notes in front of me, but um she wanted to own her work more, or own the value of what she did, own her words more. And I asked, well, why aren't you doing this? Sorry, there's something on my screen and it looked like it was on my face. Um, and she said, well, I don't know. I don't know. Or I said, where are you owning it? And I don't know. And so I continued to ask her like several questions and just keep going down there. And many of the questions were honestly a bit overlapping or probably felt repetitive. She's like, I feel like I've answered this like three times already. I said, you have, but not to the depths of what it is that you actually need to say in order to truly own it. And it was in that moment that she's just like, oh, because she was answering the question, and I was asking her the questions of like, what are her clients experiencing? What do they want? What are they doing wrong? Why don't they have what they want? And like really asking those questions. And if I'll be honest, like those are things that would really trigger a lot of my clients in the past, and that honestly used to piss me off. Not because I didn't want to answer them, but because same thing as her, I felt like I was answering these questions, but yet they weren't landing. And so while like my messaging and my content was good, it wasn't nearly like the depth of the words that I knew I could say. And I think that this is something that I see it in so many people where, you have good words on paper. And this is a huge part of what I think is wrong with AI as well. It's that authentic expression, which I talk about a lot, being unleashed, authentically expressed, unfiltered. And it's really in all aspects of your life and business. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about it from the perspective of content, and it very much overlaps with life as well. So, we were just having these conversations, and I mean, ultimately, it's that she wasn't owning her genius. And one of my zones of genius like is to help you express yourself, not one of like mine, but really to help you see where you're not anchored into your own zone of genius and why that's happening and how it's impacting you. Because the thing is, as many people think like, yes, I'm in my zone of genius, and she said I've been being more direct to my content, and she absolutely has. We've been working together for several months. We've worked together off and on longer than that, but like specifically together for 3 months one on one, and leaps and bounds. She's gotten more direct as we peel back more and more layers. But I said, but you said you wanted to own it. So what aren't you owning now that you want to own as you're going in there? And what is it that you want to say that you're not saying? And again, I was asking these questions, and she kept giving answers, which were fine. And I actually kind of do want to bring up my notes from that call, see if I still have them open. I don't. I'm going to open them for you because I think that just some of the things that she was saying are things that honestly a lot of us say, that I say, and that many people say, but it's not. And so they're true, but it's kind of like, but that's just surface levels. Well, first of all, she had said, like what she wasn't owning was her space in the world, like with the tools and processes that she uses to support it. Like she uses it more as a process behind the scene, but like so many people, around human design, but that there's, she uses it different than other people do, and she's not talking about that. And I said, but that's not really what you're not owning, because the thing is lots of people talk about human design, and yes, you can talk about it differently, but you don't actually need human design. You just said like you were doing these things before you even found it. That's just a tool. So what is it that you support people with? What is it that you're seeing, that aside from human design needs to be said? And we kept going deeper and deeper. And she said, that um, people aren't connected to their body. The body connection is what matters most. Yes, absolutely. Embodiment, so key. You know, that helps you connect to your body. It helps you to um, move you forward rather than putting you in a box. All good things, all true. Like human design can absolutely put you in a box. When you know how to utilize it, it doesn't have to. And I utilize it behind the scenes as well. Um, but it's like they've tried different things. They have tried different workouts, different mindset hacks, different journal prompts. You've tried all of the things, but you're still not feeling the way you want to feel. And, it's a very common thing, obviously, like to say this, but when it comes to messaging, the things that are really generally going to move the needle aren't just the same things that everyone else is saying, the same things that AI is saying. Ultimately, it's the things that you are like holding back, and oftentimes don't even recognize that you're holding back. But as we got to the root of things, I said, if you didn't care what people thought, like what would you actually be saying to them, or like think about a client or a situation where you have wanted to say something to somebody, but you haven't. And she brought up specifically, like, an example of a past client and her relationship, and where she wasn't like speaking the truth about what she really felt about the relationship. Um, and that being a reason that this client of hers was experiencing the things that she had. And I could go on for days here. I'm not going to go into detail, but as I dug deeper and deeper, it was just like, well, why aren't you saying these things? Why aren't you saying like you're causing your own problem? Because that's ultimately what she wanted to say. And she said, because it feels mean. And then, I said, why does it matter if you come across as mean? Um, Even though, because well, it's not meant to be mean, but in the past, I maybe did come across as mean, and I'm afraid I'll be misunderstood. And, I'm trying to control the perception of what people think about me, and want to be seen for who I am now and not for who I was. And that conditioning, it was just like it came so front and center. And, I see this in so many people, and I saw it in myself, where I, was filtering a lot of the things that I was saying, and sometimes I didn't even recognize that I was filtering. And that's the thing I think that most people don't necessarily see. It's like I'm saying the things and even feel like I'm speaking my truth. Or if you're using AI and you're like, but it sounds like exactly what I want to say. Well, it does, but it's not actually what you truly want to say. Like there's something more. And again, it feels mean. I don't want people to think that I'm a bitch. I don't want people to think I'm being mean. And as we dug deeper in, it was like, well, when I used to read content and people would say, certain things, like I just think of myself and what I would have felt like that. I'm like, but right, but they're not you. And to be honest, you probably needed that. Like if you think about the things that actually activated you and made you want to act on the things that you were feeling, that helped you to get to a point where you were ready to change. Do you want the person that's just going to like say the things that make you feel good about yourself and not feel bad? Or was it the things that triggered you that actually like helped to activate you? And she said, yeah, it's the triggers. And the thing is we're not here to necessarily trigger people purposely, but we're all here to be mirrors for each other. And I talk a lot about relationships and like your relationship with your partners and your family and your friends and what they're here to reflect back to you. But it's the same thing, like the relationship with random fucking strangers in your your audience, and like, why are you not saying certain things? Because you're in your head thinking, oh, if I would have seen that, I would have felt a certain way. But, and oftentimes we are here to help past versions of ourselves, but we're not here to coddle them. We're not here to babysit them, because if you think about it, like, yeah, it might make you feel bad. And there might be things that you've said or saw online that have triggered you as content where you think like someone's a bitch, but I bet that that thing oftentimes sticks with you. And the thing that I have found is that the things that most trigger you are the things that you actually need to hear. And people who are getting pissed off about it are the people who aren't actually ready to move yet. And we're not here to convince people. Like, you're here to work with the people, dream clients that are actually ready to fucking move, that you don't have to convince. And when you say those things that might be triggering to people who are not ready, that still need to hear it, but the people who are ready, when they hear that, they're like, oh, fuck yeah, this person, like, it's like she's in my brain and she understands me, right? And when you can actually speak the things that they're experiencing and call them on it in your content, it gives that indication of, I can actually trust that this person is going to call me on my shit behind the scenes too. And the thing is you are like, as coaches, mentors, even like service providers and business owners, if you're working with clients, they're not hiring you usually to be their best friend. They're not hiring you to just be nice to them. They're hiring you to tell them the truth. They're hiring you because you are that mirror to them, and you are telling them what they need to do. You are activating them. And if you're holding those things back, you're not going to actually attract the people that need to hear the things that you have to say, because you're so busy protecting that past version of you, uh, or the people that you think are like you, and you're like coddling them. But when you look at the people that you want to support as actually being fucking empowered, as actually understanding, like, actually, I understand that part of the problem is me. I've invested in a shitload of things. I've done all of the right work. I've done the things that I'm supposed to do, but I still am here. And my relationship, my health, whatever the thing is that you talk about, it still isn't where I want it to be. And to be honest, I'm feeling really fucking pissed off about that. But if you're not actually being honest about things with them, you're not going to trigger those people, because they're just going to look at your content and scroll right over and see the fluff. And, I largely have pulled back from teaching content to people and messaging, because people came to me expecting, like, just tell me the strategy, just tell me the words to use to put out there, and tell me the format. And I can do that, but I stopped. I pulled back, because the thing is people, I was attracting the wrong people, and people who weren't willing to go to the depths to admit, like, this is on me, right? Like, there's something here. And for me, one of the biggest challenges with content was the fact that I couldn't go to that depth, that I found myself getting stuck. And I knew that for me, it was energetic. It wasn't about the words. Like, I literally had mentors that were making millions of dollars helping me to write the content, sometimes actually writing the fucking perfect words themselves, but they still weren't landing, because I wasn't behind them, because I wasn't owning it. And that's why, like, it can be triggering. And I've had clients that I've worked with where they kind of give up on content, or like they get pissed off about it, or they don't want to work because they weren't the right people probably for that work with me. They were attracted for the wrong reasons. And that was on me. That was on me. But when you're actually saying the things that need to be said in the way that is really direct, that is going to actually tell them why they aren't getting the result they want in whatever aspect of their life, why they're experiencing what they're experiencing, and you can say it in a way that's so direct, so clear that they just can't deny it, like, you're gonna get the right people. And that's how you get people in your inbox, like, that are ready to pay you like that. That's where you don't need, as some people like to call them so lovingly, as tire kickers, or, freebie seekers or whatever. And we've all been there. And I'm not saying, even I've been the freebie seeker, even when I've been involved sometimes in my business and I've been trying to save money. But I ultimately was not ready for that thing that I probably needed to invest in. So it's not saying that's anything wrong with somebody, but it's just saying that, generally speaking, the reason that we talk about, dream clients and wanting to have the right people in our world. It's not just about making more money, but it's actually about being paid for your fucking genius, for the thing that you are here to do that comes so easily, so effortlessly to you that you don't have to work so fucking hard to do it. And that's how you grow your business. That's how you live the life that you want. That's how you do the things. You stop fucking filtering yourself. And it happens in all facets of your life and business. And when it comes to your content, it doesn't matter if you have the right fucking words, but if you don't have the conviction behind them, if you can't speak from that space of like knowing that what you have to say is the right thing, even if it sounds harsh, even if you sound like a bitch, even if you think that it's going to ruffle some feathers. You are here to fucking ruffle feathers. You are here to activate people. You are here to change lives, especially if you are a coach, a mentor, a healer, whatever. And if you are unwilling to go there, if you're unwilling to say those things, to really, truly unfilter yourself, you're going to continue circling in this same cycle because it's not about the words. It's about the person beneath it. It's about who you're being beneath that. It's about the fears that are lingering within you and the patterns that are keeping you fucking stuck from actually saying those things. That is the work. That's what's going to change everything. And those are the things that we do in my world. So yes, I will help you up level your fucking content and fine tune your messaging. I will help you get people in your inbox. I will help you make more money from your content alone, but it does not come from just putting words on a piece of paper or putting them on social media. It comes from you actually going to the depths, because that's when the right words actually come out of you that are going to magnetize the right people. Because when you are in your true essence, when you're in your true zone of genius, doing and saying the things that you're meant to do, you activate people, you magnetize people. They will come from fucking out of nowhere and pay you large amounts of money for being you. But you have to say the things. So I'm saying this with love, but the problem isn't your words. It's not your content. It's not that, you're sick of living in a box, like all of the things. Yes. Not that those are untrue, but the real issue is that you're not willing to peel back the layers of why it feels like you've done all of the things and you're still not getting the result. And when we can unleash that, you get the right messaging, you get the right energy, and you magnetize everything you want. The money, the business, the love, all of it comes easily, effortlessly, and without you having to force a thing. And you make more money with less effort, less time, less energy. So if that is what you're looking to do, my world is definitely the place for you. My unfiltered ascension masterminds, as well as my retreats, are absolutely a space to do this. And of course, going to, if you really, really, truly want to go to the depths, doing that inside my private mentorship and private retreats and VIP days are the fastest, most accelerated way to do that. So if any of that is resonating for you, go ahead, use the link to send me a message on Facebook. You can find that in the description of this video. Make sure also to join me inside the Unleashed and Authentically Expressed community over on Facebook, over on Telegram, because that is where I go deeper, have real raw conversations that are beyond what I say in the online space. And I look forward to conversing with you over there and to helping you and supporting you as you go deeper into this journey and get paid big fucking money and live a life that you fucking love just for being you. See you soon. Oh, and like and subscribe if this has resonated for you.